This is the pattern for the cardigan. Trace the size you're interested in. I am going to use minky fabric, jersey fabric and some ribbon. Minky has a nap, so it's important how you lay the pattern pieces. They must be in the same direction. Before you lay the back piece on the fold, you need to fold away according to this line. When you pin all the pieces, think about that you should have room for 1 centimeter in seam allowance. So I mark 1 centimeter around the back piece. Cut according to your markings. Make a notch where the center back is, and then you take the pattern and change it so you get the front piece. So you fold out according to the line and then you cut away in the neckline. And then you cut with 1 centimeter according to all of the pattern pieces. Make notches everywhere where you need to. I cut the hood in the jersey fabric exactly as big as the one I've already cut. I start by sewing the 2 hoods. I pin them right sides together and I sew this curved line with a stretchy seam and 1 centimeter with seam allowance. When I've sewn those 2 seams, I can lay the hoods right sides together, seam next to the seam, and I pin this seam and I sew it with 1 centimeter seam allowance and a stretchy seam. Turn the right sides out and you put the lining inside of the hood. Make this front seam neat and tidy, pin it and make a top stitch. Lay the front and back pieces right sides together and pin the shoulder seam. Sew it with 1 centimeter seam allowance and a stretchy seam. I have overlocked the edge of the fabric on the front pieces. Now I lay the hood right sides together, back to back, and I pin it. The front should be next to the center front notch. You should also have a notch where it says folding line, and here you fold the fabric right sides together, pin it, and then you sew from this side to the other side with 1 centimeter in seam allowance. Turn the right sides out in the corners. It is time to sew the sleeves. So I have the right sides up and I pin the sleeve shoulder to shoulder, right sides together, and the side next to the side. And you sew with 1 centimeter in seam allowance. Hem the bottom of the sleeves. I fold 1.5 centimeter to the wrong side, and then I sew with a straight stitch. I have cut 2 pieces of ribbon about 25 centimeters each. One of the ribbon I lay right sides together on the side line before I sew the side and the sleeve right sides together. The ruffle piece I have already hemmed on the bottom and on the front. On the top edge I've sewn 2 seams of gathering seams, and then I gather this top edge so it fits to the cardigan. Lay the cardigan and the ruffle right sides together. The ruffle should match up to the notch where it says folding line, and here you can see that you fold this piece around and you pin these pieces together all the way, and then you do it in the same way on the other side, and you sew with a stretchy seam. Check where the other piece of ribbon should fit, and I fasten it with a straight stitch. And now your cardigan is finished.